Hello and welcome to NewszNow. We have with us Shayne Hyrapiet, a singer that most people in Kolkata know. In fact, a lot of us know of Shayne Hyrapiet. He's Armenian and he's making Kolkata proud, not just here, but across the country. He's even traveled overseas and performed on stage. He's got that vibe and enthusiasm. He's taken Kolkata places. Shayne, you've taken Kolkata places. Tell us about how it has been and what it has meant to you.
See, I don't really know if I am the one who's taken Kolkata places, but Kolkata has taken me a lot of places. I started my profession here. I've literally born and brought up here, although I'm an Armenian, but we've integrated into Bengali and Indian society. I mean, the community is very small, and ever since I was little, I studied in a mainstream Church of North India school. We didn't go to the Armenian school. So we learned Hindi as our second language. Bengali was my third language, which I didn't pay much attention to in class. That's one of the reasons why I don't sing Bengali songs. But there are some great singers who I like watching in the Bengali circuit, rock and pop and ballads. Some of them who you will be knowing. But I think Calcutta, the Bengali society in general is spread all over the world. And being known here, even in a small way, has taken me as far as the US. I've sung for the Bengali diaspora in the United States, in Australia, and I've been to Bangladesh a couple of times. And then, of course, you've got Dubai, Singapore, Hong Kong, the works. But honestly speaking, I am not what you said I am. I'm just a small-time, run-of-the-mill cover artist. I liked to sing when I was in school and college, and I would take all the best songs from local, national and international artists, and I would comprise a list, rearrange the songs, make them my own, sing them my own way, and go out and perform them at private parties and clubs and hotels and various other institutions. And I think it's because of the passion that I had to sing, and of course complemented with a little bit of my talent that helped me to grow out from here.
But then you look at yourself as someone not big. But for Bengal, you are someone who has somewhere, like you said, you're Armenian, you've integrated into the culture of Bengal. You've made Kolkata proud, you've made your family proud, you made the Armenian community proud. So that sense of pride is something that has taken you places and still takes you places, I'm sure.
You see, pride is such a thing, it's such a fickle thing that you could take 20-25 years to build it up in somebody, and you could destroy it in 10 seconds by one act of unkindness or jealousy or anything, or if you say something wrong on national television or state television. So up until this point, whatever I've done and achieved actually means nothing for the remainder of my life. Like, the rest of my life starts right now. You get what I'm saying? So what has been done is done and dusted. I could make a mistake and say something wrong at this interview, and the whole of Bengal or Calcutta or whoever's watching this could hate me forever.
See,
for the words,
and you said you're not a very big artist, but no, you definitely have the sense of responsibility.
It's an awareness. It's an awareness that, even when I get up on stage, I'm very cautious about, I don't speak about certain things. Although I crack a lot of jokes at people in the audience, it's just my way, to interact, to break the ice with the audience. But
what do you feel about the sense of responsibility when it comes to, like you said, that when you get up on stage, you feel that there are certain things you might not want to really say. So, do you think that as an artist, that is something that is looked as a baggage?
See, I always announce a disclaimer before I go up on stage, that if I say anything that someone's going to take offense to, please keep it in mind that it's only in jest. It's only part of the show. It does not reflect my opinion. I am completely not a political person. I am a dedicated dad, husband, hands-on family guy, and a complete introvert, honestly speaking. I mean, what you see of me on stage is I'm the complete opposite in actual life, in real life.
And how's the dual role like? Is it like a switch?
Yeah, I kind of do it easily. I think maybe that's the benefit of being a Gemini. I don't know if the sun sign has anything to do with it, but I can watch a movie by myself. I can sit at a restaurant and eat by myself. I can walk the streets by myself in my night suit, in my night clothes, unshaven, unshowered. I don't care. I just don't care.
Is that the beauty of Calcutta? That it just lets you be?
No, I don't think everyone walks around in their night suits without a shower. But it's terribly humid here, particularly now, just like this heat wave in progress. But all said and done, you go to bustling areas like Karyahat to Maliganj or to any of the clubs, and everyone's dressed up, even in the heat of summer, from head to toe, looking like $1,000,000, except me.
But you say you don't look like $1,000,000, but you're very conscious about staying fit. You like staying fit in terms of running, you do some cardio, you do some weight training, and that is because you want to just do that for yourself.
The truth of that is, when I perform on stage, I also dance a lot. I like to dance. I've always loved dancing as a child. And right now, in my current condition, when I dance, everything's jiggling. So you know, my belly and everything else is jiggling. So if I don't,
and your enthusiasm as well.
I don't smoke and drink. I don't have any of those two vices or any others. But I eat a lot of ice cream.
In this heat, you definitely need to eat a lot of ice cream. I can't tell you which is my
favorite brand, because then I would be, taking names. But I eat a lot of ice cream, and that kind of adds on a lot of unnecessary calories. So when I dance on stage, everything jiggles. So I have to run, and I have to go to the gym. Light weights, see, I'm 44. So I think for a 44-year-old, I'm alright. Not too bad. So yeah, not very heavy weights. I don't gym every day, but I at least walk or play some sport, and that's it. I think my sugar intake is too high. But barring that, I'm pretty okay health-wise.
But for all that you do, I think the sugar is justified, especially in this heat. I'm sure ice creams are your favorite. So what do you do on a hot summer's day? Is it the ice cream that is the first thought in your mind?
Well, no, the first thought would be turn the AC on. But if you're talking about ice cream, then yes. But at this point in my life, I have to cut it down. It's like too much. I've been consuming too much of it. Well, like I said, I don't have any vices. I don't smoke, I don't drink. And I don't even socialize. You might find it a little strange that a person who goes up on stage and entertains audiences does not go to parties. And I find it to be just... I don't mean to be a hypocrite, but I just find it like a complete waste of time to go out and socialize with people who I entertain. It's like an oxymoron. You understand what I'm saying? That's like my line of work. So my way of entertainment is when I'm by myself in my AC room with my iPad watching Netflix, or with my daughters having ice cream, or with my wife having coffee, in my shorts and my slippers, shaven and showered in that case.
So, but isn't that something which would go against you, because networking is a very important part of maybe a singer's profession or someone who is a public figure up on stage? Has that gone against you?
My entire team.
Or do you feel it's worked for you?
No, it hasn't, and I don't care. I'm one of those kind of people who's like a straight shooter. My dancers, the DJs I work with some of the big names in the industry here, and even my sound people and my technicians. They always say that, Dada, you should make reels and put it on social media. I've just started making reels. I've been singing for quite a number of years.
I did. But in fact, look at your Instagram.
And they literally have to wake me up and force me, like, we did 3 shows last week, and why are those reels not online? And I tell them, I didn't sound nice, or I didn't look nice, or my belly was sticking out.
But is that the truth?
It is the truth. It is the truth. Not every singer can be 100% at every show.
Absolutely.
And like I told you, I'm not a large name. I'm not a big name. I'm just a small-time cover performer. And I'm just at the first rung of the ladder. There's a long way to go for people like me. I'm not a celebrated singer or a celebrated artist. I'm just a guy on the street who likes to sing. Some people may recognize, 90% won't. But I'm fortunate that I think, an above average talent skill, which the city has accepted. And by the city, I would say largely the social clubs, the hotels. I have a very good client base amongst in the wedding circuit, the Indian wedding circuit. That would be like the Marwari weddings, Sindhi Gujarati weddings. In general, what you would call the big fat Indian wedding, but on a West Bengal scale. and that brings in enough income in the year to run my house and to look after my parents and to look after my wife and kids and put them through school and keep the ACs running and keep the ice cream coming. And what more does one want?
The ice cream keeps coming. I think that's something that is motivation.
Yeah. I mean, singers in general, I know a few in the Bengali circuit also who are very straightforward in their point of view. There is a general tendency these days, you'll find people waste a lot of time slogging in their offices morning, noon and night to run their businesses, and perhaps I would obviously think that they're running their businesses to make money, and then what one generation works so hard to earn, the next generation splurges. And I don't want to be like that. I like to earn and spend it with my loved ones, who are my daughters and my family and my wife and my parents, and that's it. I hardly hang out with my friends. They hate me for that. I mean, my friends sometimes call me out to hang out with them, and it just doesn't appeal to me. I was like, no, I'm not coming.
Like you said, you're not a social person. Yeah. You like spending time on your own, with your family, with your girls. And as a singer, do you feel that gives you your solace? Because you're always on stage. If you're working, that is something you're passionate about, because clearly that is what you have loved doing all these years. And that passion is what shows through. So is that solace in your room with your daughters and your wife?
It is. It's like my go-to space. But I'll tell you, there is no better feeling than getting up on stage and performing. I have been behind the camera a couple of times before for ad shoots and small cameos, and it's kind of boring. But when you get up on stage and literally singing, I don't know about, I mean, I do dance a little bit, I don't dance much anymore. But it's one of the best professions to be in, to get up on stage and sing, and particularly when you know you're good at it.
So you never thought of another profession?
I honestly wasn't good at anything else. I was hopeless at academics. I was in banking for 6 months and then they threw me out. Well, not actually, I left. And that's it.
You followed your passion.
Yeah, that's it, literally. Family was a little skeptical at first, like, Armenian in West Bengal, can't speak Bengali, could hardly speak Hindi. How am I going to survive? But then my parents had faith and they were like, yeah, just go for it.
And that faith has carried you through. Yeah. Today you're performing pop, you're performing Bhangra, Hindi,
Hindi, Punjabi
English, so all of that.
Hindi, Punjabi,
and you've been accepted, like you said, the big fan in weddings. You've traveled overseas as well. How has
We've
that
covered a lot
been?
of countries.
How has that been? Because the Indian diaspora and the Bengali diaspora overseas looks at you in a different way. They identify with you.
I don't really know how to answer that, because every show, by God's grace, let's say out of 100 events, 1 or 2 may have gone not the way I would have hoped for. But the international ones, the international audiences have always been reciprocated and warm and welcoming. And I have got called back several times to by the same organization, which is a feather in my cap. Because if they like you, then only they're going to call you back, no?
Yes.
If they didn't like you, they'd be like, call somebody else. So that's it.
Happy to get that call.
Yeah, that's it. And I'm not the kind of person who lets my success or achievements get the better of me. Once it's done, it's over.
So you don't sit on your past laurels?
No, I don't rest on my laurels. I don't know if I should say this on camera, but there are a lot of trophies and mementos and stuff that I have collected over these past years, which I don't display.
Why is that?
I just don't. I don't know. I sound really arrogant, don't I? I just don't see the sense in it.
What about your daughters
I don't
and
see
your
the
family?
sense. They know the history. I mean, I've told them, if you want to know what I've done from when I've been doing it, just Google my name and all the history pops up now online. Everything is there. But I don't see the sense. Now, I may be wrong, I may be right, but it's just my perspective and my opinion. I don't see the sense in making showcases and putting all my trophies and mementos and medals and certificates in it. I just don't see the sense in that. What would you call me? Boring? Lazy? You're right.
Just somebody who wants to live life on his terms and comfortable in your own space as a singer.
That's it. Because I'm telling you, whatever I did from this moment, before this moment that you and I are talking, is of no more relevance. No more. It's what I do tomorrow. If I have a show tomorrow and I make a mistake or I say something wrong, that entire 20-25 year legacy is over. You get it?
But
because bad news spreads much faster than good news.
the good part is you are somebody who's grown up in Kolkata and Kolkata has accepted you, they love you. Do you think that that is something that could work for you if you do make a mistake?
You're being very kind with your assessment. I don't know if the whole of Kolkata loves.
But you've been playing in some of the best clubs.
I'll be honest, there are large sections of society, even here in my city, who don't know who I am. They don't know because, yes, in the club circuit, because of the genres that I cover and the style of my performance, it fits perfectly in certain segments of society. It fits perfectly in the weddings, it fits perfectly in hotels, clubs, social events, corporate events. I do a lot of big corporate events also. Launches, car launches, bike launches, the works. But there are large segments of society that still don't know who I am. So like I said, I'm not...
Does it bother you?
No. Okay. It helps when I don't have to shave and shower and go out.
And being an Armenian in Kolkata, tell us about the Armenian community here. And how many have actually left the city? Do you still somewhere feel that you're close to them, or do you feel that you have branched out to make your own circle? Because Kolkata and Bengal, it's a melting pot of cultures.
Well, on an honest note, see, I'm Armenian from my dad's side, and my mum's dad was a Culloden from Scotland. And we grew up, like I said, in a completely integrated Indian society. I grew up in a regular Christian school where we had Sikhs, Muslims, Hindus, Gujaratis, Sindhis, Christians, the works all growing up together. And there was no bifurcation, there was no, oh, he's Christian, don't talk to him because he eats beef, or oh, he's this, don't talk to him because he does that. All that didn't exist in the 80s when I was growing up in school. Bengal was, is and always will be the best state for intercultural harmony. No two ways about it. The amount of religions that live here in West Bengal in peace and harmony, it's amazing. You've got the Chinese, the Armenians, the Jews, the Parsis, the Sikhs, the Jains, the Hindus, the Muslims, the Marwaris, the Sindhis, everyone. And they're all members of the social clubs. Even if they all meet at a puja pandal during Durga Puja or Kali Puja or Diwali, they'll all be dancing and celebrating together. That's the essence of West Bengal. It's fantastic.
And that essence has stayed through the decades that you have grown up in West Bengal, and that's something that you feel should stay.
I would say over the past 15-20 years it has gotten better, because you have to see the Christmas celebrations on Park Street. It is remarkable. The Christmas celebrations on Park Street. Well, I'm not a political person, but I would have to stand up and clap in awe of the present state government, because it never used to be like that. Now Park Street and other streets are decked up from start to finish with Christmas trees and lights, and it's a massive street.
You take your girls there?
They come only when I'm performing, because that's our own festival, so we're like at home busy. If they're coming up on stage to sing a song with me, then.
Tell us about Bo Barracks, because I think Christmas is synonymous with Bo Barracks.
In a way, yes. In a way, yes. I know literally every house.
Lovely.
Yeah. We've been performing there for maybe about 14-15 years. And now the Chief Minister also contributes to the lighting up and the decorating of the place. It used to be the old British Army barracks, if you know the history of it. And a lot of the Anglo-Indian families, now they're Anglo, all mixed, Muslims, Sikhs, all mixed. A lot of the families live there, the whole place is done up. And that's the best party of the season, I tell you. That's wild. Oh, it's like the German street parade.
Oh wow! I love the way you put
that. Everyone comes. Thousands and thousands of people are there on that night at that party. And even if the sound is giving a little bit of trouble, or if it's too crowded, smashing party. No one cares. Great fun.
So, when we talk about Bengal, and you said you're non-political, but somewhere, when we look at the tea stores, we look at people that we talk to, everyone's politically aware. we are now amidst the election season. What are your views about how the elections have panned out over the years? Because Bengal has always been in the center of, will the government change? Will it remain the same?
See,
and we've seen a change of governments.
I actually, my opinion on the matter is like a drop in the ocean, because I don't lean in that direction at all. But from what I read in the paper, from the history of Bengal, some of the most prominent freedom fighters in the country were from here. This bastion, the Bengalis, when it comes to education, knowledge, and what else? I mean, this is literally the mothership of literacy in the country, I would think. The community, the Bengali community, by far is the most knowledgeable community on any topic or any current affair in the country. And you cannot pull the wool over the eyes of anyone living in Bengal when it comes to politics, boss. You can't.
They're willing to have that discussion.
You can't. Now, we all know our politicians, our dear politicians, we all know. No one's perfect. Neither are you, neither am I. Even I forget my lyrics, I make mistakes. Even I sometimes say the wrong things to the audiences. No one's perfect. No one's perfect. But they know who they are voting for. They know who they are voting for. Calcutta is a very, very aware. You're absolutely right. These are all hot topics at tea stalls and addas and dhabas and all. You're absolutely right. People discuss these things and they have a right to. They have a right to discuss their leaders. But I think this is the bongs by nature are more, sorry for saying bongs, I'm a lot, but they call themselves bongs also. Most literally and politically aware people, and I mean, this is one of the only states which has, well, we have the TMC ruling party, and they're not in any other state, right? They're only in Bengal, but they're still in Bengal for so many years. It's because the people know what they're doing, right?
They're aware.
Yeah, people are aware
of the work.
Yes, you have another government in the center, and our people are not letting that government come in here. There are reasons. There must always be, I think, a fair fighting, what should I say, opposition. You know, I can't, it's no more dynasty politics. It's not like I'm the king and it's my way or the highway, no.
So things have changed, it's become a lot more competitive.
I don't know.
Or is it because of the people that have, well, the politicians somewhere have had to?
I would say this: if I had to run for the position of chief minister, this would be the toughest state to run in.
Okay.
Because of the amount of communities and religions that you have to please. Think about it. It's a melting pot of ideologies and communities. Like I told you, there are so many communities living here and they're all taken care of. Everyone's religion is respected. Rules apply to everybody. I have to give Bengal 10 on 10. 11 on 10.
Do you vote, and do you think it's important that one goes out and votes?
I do. I do, because I'll be a little biased here. Because my para, my lane and my area, the local club.
Which lane is that?
My address now, you don't need to know that. So I'm in the local councillor, the local PS, and then on a slightly larger scale, I know everyone and they know me. So it's all very well kept. And even where I live, we have Muslims, Bengalis, Punjabis, and my wife's Punjabi, Armenians, Christians living right across the lane from me. There are hostels, residential areas, marriage halls. Everyone is taken into consideration in the thought process, and everyone lives happily. It's amazing, even in this heat, when you go down for a walk, if I go down to buy fruits or vegetables, the cycle rickshaw guys will say salam, the taxi men will say kya baba kaisa hai aur garam hai. I mean, that charm of Bengal, you're not going to get that anywhere else. Show it to me. I've been to Delhi. I don't like singing there.
So Bengal has that special place in your heart. What do you like about Bengal? Like you said, you're just somebody who is a local boy here.
Yeah. Street
Is
guy.
it the street guys? Is it the street food? Is
Yeah.
it? What do you
Come
think
on.
is it?
Bengali
It
food.
is.
Here you will get Mughlai food, Bengali food, all types of food. And the best of the best. You can't beat Bengali food. You can't. No chance.
And the bhare cha.
I'm not so much of a tea drinker. I mean, there's tea stalls everywhere. But there's just a, I don't know, it's just, it's very warm and welcoming. Very warm and welcoming. Any time of the day, any time of the night. Like if there's a small stall and they're packing up and you say, oh, Didi, hum kuch khaya nahi hai, kuch khane ko hai. They'll open up, they'll start the stove again and they'll cook some egg and bread for you and they make you a cup of tea. Show me that somewhere else.
That's humility.
I think we all have that.
So humility is something that makes Kolkata what it is. That makes, in fact, like you said, Kolkata the melting pot of cultures.
Yeah.
And it's been great speaking to you.
Thank you.
Any last thoughts that you would like to say, or a song that you would like to sing? What's your favorite song?
No, I don't. Why you make me sing? I'm not so good at singing. Now, I don't know how many people are going to actually watch this interview because, like I said, I'm not famous. But if there are any people in power watching this, there are a few things I'd like to change about the city. Pollution levels, vehicular pollution, better disposal of garbage. Honking unnecessarily is becoming a real menace. It's growing faster and faster. And there's this issue of, well, I don't know if this fits into this interview or not, of urinating and defecating on the street. These are some things that the state needs to take utmost care of to top it up a notch.
So Bengal is
Did that fit
there.
into your last question? I don't think it did.
Bengal is there. Bengal needs to go.
It's a
little
crowded
ahead.
state. See, it's a very crowded state. Calcutta is a very crowded city.
Because it is the hub where people from different parts of the east come to Kolkata.
Yeah, and we also
on
border
their
Bangladesh. So we have a lot of foreigners also coming in here. So it's a very crowded city. Even in terms of traffic. Oh man, school days, it takes, my daughter's school is like literally a 10-minute walk from my house, but it takes about 40 minutes by car. And don't ask me why I drive. I can't make my daughters walk down the street 10 minutes in this sweltering heat, no chance.
So it's been great speaking to
Thank you.
And that was Shayne Hyrapiet. He's told us a lot about Bengal. He's told us about his experiences growing up, about what has been the good part about Bengal, what needs to change. He spoke from his heart, and thank you so much for being here and being part of NewszNow, watching this interview. Thank you.